Welcome to my channel. I'm Neecy. I'm Neecy Nee. Nice to meet you. If you're new here, welcome. Stay if you'd like. If you are a returning lover, I appreciate you for being here. We're making empanadas today. Let me stop. All right, let me prep this food. Safety first. Food safety first. These have the skin on them. So I'm just going to take the skin off and then I'm going to clean them. Shouldn't be hard to take these off. Let me throw this out. Did y'all have a good day today? You guys, I was at work today and I received a news that a colleague of mine had passed away. And of course, I sent condolences to her family and things like that. But what I realized is that one, she was young and vibrant, and two, they replaced her immediately and started dispersing her work. And that led me to think a little bit longer today. And I realized that we need to make sure we enjoy life outside of work. We need to make sure if we are putting our all into work, we need to make sure we are putting our all into our personal life. And that consists of eating healthier, moving more, taking account taking accountability, drinking more water, being kinder to people, being kinder to yourself. It consists of a lot. Life is short. The journey of life seems short to me, but my job's replacement for her was faster. It was at light year speed. So make sure you know you're most important to yourself and your family. So give them the love or give yourself the love that you deserve. Don't, or I'm not going to say don't, I don't like harsh words like that, but try not to limit yourself. Try not to, you're worthy of everything, I should say. You're worthy of everything. And I think you should know that you shouldn't deny yourself your own little piece of heaven on earth. I think you should know that you deserve every piece of happiness that there is, every piece of success, every piece of everything you've ever wanted that's positive. It's possible and you deserve it. And I think you should go get it. 1 second, let me wash these. Just going to dab these off. So, in this process of me making the empanadas, I have to cook the salmon about 3/4 of the way through because they're going to continue to cook in the oil from steaming inside the empanada. So I'm going to prepare these. I'm going to get these seasoned up and cooked, and then I will chop it up and I will place it to the side so I can add to the seafood mixture. Do you guys like salmon? Like, salmon is one of my favorite choices of protein. Salmon is one of my favorite. And shrimp, a lot of you don't know, but I am pescatarian. I'm trying to get out of being pescatarian, but it works so well for me. But I live a pescatarian lifestyle, well, foodie lifestyle. But I've been trying to pick up chicken and turkey nowadays. But I have been pescatarian ish for 4 years. And the best thing that it's done for me personally, and I'm not sure if this is going to happen for anybody else, but for me, it has personally allowed me to feel better And also, my face is clean. My face is clear, I should say. It's clean, but my face is clear. I've never had clear skin before I went pescatarian. I'm gonna get this seasoned up. So I'm gonna take off these gloves, get the seasoning, and then put on some more gloves because we love food safety around here. You can't have dirty anything around here. You can't make a mistake online because people will come for you. But I don't care. If I make a mistake, I'm gonna say I made a mistake. And we're gonna get through this together. Okay, so I know you can't see, but I'm grabbing the rosemary and garlic seasoning, the last little bit of the honey herb rub, and I'm gonna grab this oxtail seasoning. I know it sounds weird, but I like the seasonings in it. It's made for oxtail, but you don't have to put it in oxtail exclusively. And I get these unique seasonings from CC Lola. She's at the Atlanta Municipal Market, right off of Sweet Auburn. I'm gonna get some salt and pepper too. You really don't need a lot in terms of seasoning. You don't need a lot of mixed flavors, I should say. Um, if you want to go the simple route, that's cool. Simplicity is fine, but make sure it's efficient. Like you can have simple flavors, but make sure it's efficient. Salt and pepper can go a long way if it's efficiently on your food. And rub it in nicely. This is the rosemary and garlic seasoning. Rosemary is good with seafood and thyme. The oxtail seasoning, just a little, because these also contain sodium, a good amount of salt. So I don't want to overdo it. I don't like my food to be overly salty. This one does not contain salt. The honey herb rub does not contain salt. Um, I am going to put my gloves on and then rub it down with some grapeseed oil. Mix all this good seasoning in, and then I'm gonna throw it on a hot pot. And like I said, I'm going to cook it about 3/4 of the way. Let me grab the grapeseed oil. I get this from, did I get this from Whole Foods? I think I got it from the Fresh Market, the chain store, the Fresh Market. And rub it like you love it. Always rub it like I love it. You don't have to have gloves. I just wear gloves because I think it's more sanitary, especially if I'm cooking for other people. And also, sometimes I don't like to touch protein meat sometimes. Sometimes it feels weird, especially chicken. Chicken feels weird to me, and I don't like to touch it. I barely like to eat it. I definitely don't like to touch it. Okay, I'm gonna prepare the pan, put it on medium high heat. I'm gonna clean this up, and then I'll circle back when I got you guys at the stove. While that's heating up, oops. While that's heating up, I'm going to cut up some peppers. Don't be afraid to use your knife. The most dangerous thing in the kitchen is a dull knife. Don't be afraid of sharp knives. You just need to be careful. However, like I said, the dull knives are the most dangerous utensils in a kitchen. The dull knives make everything slip inside. Slip and slide, not sip and slide. Yes, be careful. Be gentle. Be gentle. Be gentle with yourself. Be gentle with your food. I think that's the reason why my food comes out looking so good. It's because I'm gentle with it. But I'm also intentional. My next video is going to include either a get ready with me or a cooking video, but it's definitely going to be a Q&A. I asked you all to leave me a question to answer. And I got a few questions on here, but most of my questions come from Instagram and TikTok. So I'll be getting to them. And my pan is heating up. I didn't put any oil in it yet because I don't want the oil dancing around yet. I'm just going to chop these up. What are you guys doing this weekend? Personally, I am going to the Atlanta Carnival. A portion of my family is from the islands. These onions are pre-cut because I didn't want to cry on camera and y'all think I'm being emotional. But yes, shout out to my auntie in New York from Trinidad. But I am excited. I am not prepared, so I won't be in full costume or Monday wear. I had to make do with what I have or what I could get off of Amazon. So you guys will probably see a video on that soon. Here's what we are going to be blending. Okay, babes, I am at the stove. And I put about, 3 tablespoons, not tablespoons, 3 teaspoons of grapeseed oil in my pan. And then I'm going to put in the salmon. And I'm going to cook this about 3/4 the way. Because, like I said, it's going to continue to cook inside the empanada. I don't think it's hot enough. Let me let it heat up just a little bit more. My oil seems to be hot enough. And I'm going to cook the salmon on the top side first. And I know people have their own preferences. Some people like to cook the bottom first. I like to cook the top first because when the pan has nothing in it and you put the protein slap on the pan, it gives the best sear. If you notice when you turn it around to the other side, it doesn't have as much as this. It doesn't have the same sear as the side you started off with had or has. But it really doesn't matter here because I'm going to put everything in an empanada anyway. But you know, routine is routine. And speaking of my grandfather from Trinidad, he's the one that helped me in the kitchen. He has taught me a lot. My mother that raised me, she has taught me a lot, but you know, it's just different coming from someone from the Caribbean. We all know that Caribbean food hits differently, but I learned some good stuff from my mom. Give her flowers too while we're speaking about it. Make sure these aren't touching. And give them enough room so that they can get some love on their own. Get a good sear. And I'm going to press them down, make sure they are making contact with the pan. And there's not too much oil. But yes, he taught me how to make a lot. Those oxtail that I made in my last video, not the short, but my last video, well, it's on my short too. My grandpa gave me that recipe. And he made that recipe based on his life in Trinidad and America. So it's a blended, merged recipe, and I absolutely love and adore it. And he told me to make it my own, but since he's passed, I'm kind of gonna just keep it the same. We're gonna give the salmon about 2 to 3 minutes per side. Now flip these over when I feel like they're ready. I'm just gonna clean up as I go so everything doesn't get cluttered. I cannot for anything work in a kitchen that is full of just chaos. I can't work in a kitchen that's full of people. I can't work in a kitchen that's full of kids. Just can't do it. Okay, these are ready to be turned over. I'm gonna give that another minute or two. Then I'm gonna take it off, and then I'm going to prepare the other seafood and prepare the sauce. Just another minute. Please, please, please don't overcook your salmon if you're gonna make this recipe. You're gonna have some juicy lobster and crab, and then when it comes to the salmon, it's gonna be dry and stringy. We want the entire experience to be bomb. We want it to be good. We want it to be luxurious. So do not overcook it. This is at the desired doneness, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to cut this up anyway, but I'm going to show you there's still going to be just a tad bit of pink in the middle. You see? Just a tad bit of pink. And we're going to continue to cook that in the empanada. So I'm going to turn the heat off, and I'm going to put the salmon in this bowl. I guess I can put it right there. I don't want to make a mess. Let these cool and chill out. And I'm going to throw in some butter and seafood. Some butter and seafood. Okay, let me turn it on. I'm not going to turn it on as high, but I'm going to grab my meat. I didn't do the heavy work for the meat this time, the seafood, lobster and crab. And I usually crack it on my own. I do. I usually crack it on my own, dismember it, take the meat out. I didn't have time today. I have been searching for an outfit for Atlanta Carnival. So I wasn't going to put myself through that. And I just need to get this moisture out of the crab. But if you have the opportunity to do it on your own, go ahead and do it on your own. It's cheaper to do it on your own. But one thing about me, if it makes sense, I will always pay for convenience. This is about a tablespoon. And for today, I am using the garlic and ginger that's in the tube. Okay, I'm going to throw the crab in there. That was fast. And then I'm going to throw the lobster in there in a second. Okay, get some seasoning on those. I'm using the garlic, rosemary and garlic one. It is real rosemary, so I'm not going to use too much. I don't have any Old Bay on me. Please don't find me. Please don't find me. You can use any other all-purpose seasoning, but I like one stop chop seasoning, the Cajun seasoning. Perfection, city Cajun, I should say. Perfection. Okay. And the crab is already done. We're just heating it through. And we don't want to do too much because, like I said, we don't want anything to be chewy in here. It's like, we know better, so we do better. I need more butter. And everything I cook, I usually don't use measurements, but a lot of my loves, aka supporters, have been asking for recipes, so I've been kind of tracking things for my loves. And this is on low to medium heat. Don't let that kind of melt down. And you can taste it if you like. If you feel like any other pieces need to be cut down, you're more than welcome to do so. I want to make something chunky. Look at that big chunky piece. I'm gonna leave it as is. I'm gonna leave it as is. And I'm gonna put this in the same bowl as my salmon. Let them hang out together. This was on sale, you guys, but I'm gonna put this on the side. I'm gonna make sure I cook it, of course, but put it on the side for a little pomp and circumstance, if you will. Okay, so these are heated all the way through. I took a little taste test and they taste fine. They taste really good. So I'm gonna pull this off. Then I'm gonna start making the sauce. So we're gonna need some more butter, a little bit of oil. I like to mix the oil with the butter, or the butter with the oil, I should say, because oil has a higher burning point than butter. So it stalls out the burning process a little bit. Let me make sure I got some butter. Oh, I do. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. For the cream base, I am using coconut milk today. All right. Oil. Oil. Oops. Sorry if that was too loud. And then butter. Okay, got the oil, got the butter. And then I need to blend my fresh seasonings, which are the peppers and the onions. So I'll be doing that right here. It's in pretty fast. You can always, if you have too much, you feel like it's too much, you don't have to use it all. You can put it in your refrigerator and you can use it for a marinade for another protein on another day. I gotta do this fairly quick because the butter will burn even though I have it on a lower heat. So we're gonna put this on puree. Turn it on. Hopefully you guys can see. I'll put a little water in it. Help it out. Help the thing out. Okay. Right, I had to move it because I gotta get going. Make sure it doesn't burn. As you can see, the butter didn't burn. It's an amberish color, so it's on the verge of being browned. But we're gonna add the seasoning, and yes, I know, looks weird, Neecy. I know, but it's going to taste so good. Don't forget to season your seasoning, please. Salt and pepper. Salt and pepper. This is how you build flavors, but don't go overboard. Oops, sorry, y'all. Haste makes waste. Haste makes waste. Don't be in a rush for anything. Cook this down just a little. And this is when I'm going to add the garlic and the ginger. Do I have ginger? I don't have ginger. So I guess I'm adding garlic. Roasted garlic from a tube is the next best thing. I wish I could talk to y'all in person. I need to go live with you guys. I do appreciate y'all being here. I also need to put ginger on my shopping list. Gonna let that sit for about a minute or two. And while we're letting it sit, I am going to clean up because, like I said, I cannot stand a dirty, unfunctional kitchen. I'm gonna open up the coconut milk. Also, this is, and I'm also going to go ahead and get the empanadas out. They have been defrosting overnight in the refrigerator. So if you ever grab some empanadas, you got to get them from the frozen section. I mean, unless you have a Spanish or Puerto Rican, Dominican spot around you that sells them fresh, you're going to have to get these from the frozen section. I got mine from Kroger. I think they're in Publix too. I don't know about anything else, but I also need to get out the oil to fry these. These smell good. Smells good in here. This is what the coconut milk looks like. This is organic coconut milk. We're gonna put our spoon in it, and looks like we need to do it now because there's little to no moisture in there, and I don't want to mess that up. Okay, stir it up one more time, and then I'm gonna put the coconut milk in there. Okay, here we go. It's a mixture of solid and liquid, so you got to be careful because it might squirt out on you. Be careful. And I'm not throwing the whole thing in there because I'm watching for consistency. I feel like this would be a good consistency for it. So I'm going to stop right there, but I'm not going to throw it out just in case I need it later. And again, I thank you all. I call you guys my loves. I was going to call you guys my honeys, but that's so immature. So I'm going to call y'all my loves. Thank you, loves, for being here. I really appreciate it. And if you're a new love and you feel the vibe is right, please subscribe and like and share and love up on me. I love up on you. As you guys can see, I respond to everybody. The positive comments, the neutral comments, and the negative comments, or just constructive feedback. I respond. So I do respond to all comments. Yeah, I like this consistency. And I'm going to put in some fresh grated Parmesan. You don't have to do fresh grated. Do what you can with what you have. But I'm going to put in the fresh grated Parmesan, thicken it up a little. And I'm going to wait for the seasoning part until close to the end because Parmesan contains a good amount of sodium on its own. And we don't want to overpower anything. We want our food experience to be amazing. So, there we go. Is that the right side? Okay, it's the right side. Can y'all see? I'm sorry if you can't see. Maybe I should just do it right here. We're going to need a good cup to a cup and a half for the amount of liquid that we have. If you don't want Parmesan cheese, maybe try mozzarella. I am going to put mozzarella inside the empanada. But if you don't want any cheese at all, that's fine. You don't have to. But make sure you cook down the coconut milk. Cook it down to where it's thick. It'll thicken up for you. Replacements for coconut milk, and I'm just thinking on the top of my head for questions you guys might have. Try almond milk, unsweetened, of course, or oat milk, or cashew milk if you don't have a nut allergy. And if you don't want any type of nut milk, use stock. Stock is fine. You just won't get the cream, the super creamy consistency, but it'll work. If you're vegan, use veggie stock and veggie cheese. But I think vegans can do coconut milk and almond milk as well. It is just thickening up so beautifully. I'm going to allow that to continue to thick up. I'm just going to have a little taste test with a clean spoon just to check on the flavors. Oh, that's good. That's good. I think I'm going to need some more salt, but I'm going to put the seafood in first to see if I need some more salt. Then I'll clean up and then we'll get started on the empanadas. This process takes between, it just depends on what you what you have your stove on. I have it on a low medium heat. It kind of takes between a minute and a half, 2 minutes, and sometimes it can take about 4 minutes. So definitely keep stirring. Don't let the bubbles go too crazy. I got a comment from the last video that asked me why I wasn't using a wooden utensil because the whisk sounded cringe. So I'm using silicone. I don't I don't have wooden utensils other than the tong I have to grab meat. Um but I'm using, like I said, I'm using silicone so you guys don't get that noise. I know that's aggravating and I am so sorry. So sorry. Me, I'm used to it, so I didn't even think twice. But I appreciate that feedback. And if you guys want to leave questions down for me for my Q&A video, please feel free to ask anything. I know I'm a stranger, but we're getting to know each other. So ask whatever you feel. Ask about food, ask about life, ask about advice. A lot of my friends come to me for advice. And I am kind, but I am not nice. I keep it real with people. Life is nothing to play around with. You're gonna get this advice straight, but my voice is sweet, so no worries. It all works out. And at this point, I am going to stir up my seafood and put this over here for y'all to see. I'm going to look at that juice. Stir up my seafood. It has the salmon, lobster, and crab. So I'm going to stir that up, break that down. And you could have done this in the pan if you wanted to, but things tend to get messy when you start breaking stuff up in the pan. And yes, like I said, there's a little bit of pink. It's going to have a little bit of pink because you don't want to overdo it. And these are going to be some thick empanadas. Okay. Get all the seafood we pay for. Don't waste anybody's seafood. Don't waste anybody's anything at the rate of what groceries are now. Like, I don't mind paying, but goodness. Yo, this. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to do a taste test with a clean spoon just to check on the flavors and the salt. Okay, it's good. I'm going with the decision that it needs just a little bit more salt. My camera cut off, but this is what it looks like. I'm going to let that sit in the back of the stove where it's colder and wait until the empanadas are done. Okay, we are back. These are the empanadas I get. 6 inches frying empanada disc or dough. Discos. So you want to have some water, lukewarm water. You want to have your empanadas. You want to have some gloves. And you want to have filling too. Okay. I need to cut these open. I couldn't get them open with my nails. And this is where I'm going to put my gloves on. And you'll need another napkin too. You will also need a fork. It doesn't need to be a huge fork, but you're gonna need a fork. I'm gonna grab mine now, so I'm not looking for it later. when I need it. And get my napkin. Sorry here. Take these out. That's what they look like. And I'll be making probably about 4 or 5. But be careful. If you ever feel like you need to roll it out, you can do that, but they're pretty much ready to go. Do 2 at a time. Okay. So with this one, I am going to put down the cheese first and then the lobster crab salmon mixture. This is the cheese. I did grate it fresh, but you don't have to. You can get it packaged. It melts better when you do it yourself, though. This is mozzarella. This is queso cheese, and at the bottom you have what is that cheese called? Oaxaca cheese. So I'm gonna put a mixture of everything. I'm gonna get my seafood mixture. Put it right here. Get me a good spoon. Cheese first, though. Make sure everything is okay. Okay, you can see. Right. And if you wanted to, of course, you could mix your cheese in with your seafood mixture. But I have learned putting in the cheese separately allows for that good pull. This is what our mixture looks like. Oof. So good. It's going to look like I'm putting like a lot in here, but these empanadas will puff up. I'm going to show you how to do this one, and then I'll do the other ones. Put a good piece of lobster there. Okay, now part that's going to look a little bit crazy or look a little bit tedious is this one. You're just going to pull it over. You're going to push it back and pull it over. Don't you break that empanada. Okay, we've successfully pulled it over the mixture. You want to leave about 1/4 of an inch left at the ends. Right? So any of the sauce that has seeped out, you want to go ahead and get that cleaned up. You can use one of your paper towels to do that. Push that sauce out. And there's probably a better way to do this. This is just the way I was taught. Okay, so what we're going to do first is we're going to pinch down the sides with the fork first, and then we're going to crimp the sides. So put your little bird feet in there. Okay, so now we're going to fold up the sides like the traditional empanada that you see. Kind of try to twist it up, fold it up, I should say. Bring that out just a little bit more so it can crimp better. And as you can see, any of these spots that I feel are too short to kind of fold in, I kind of mash it out with my finger just to give me some more working space. And it's okay if juice squirts out. I like it to be cleaned up because that's what's going to make the oil pop, but everything is going to still look beautiful. I promise you that. Can guarantee you that. Took that last piece in, clean that up a little bit. And that's our first empanada. So I'm going to prepare the other ones, and then I'll come back and then we'll be frying them up. What is that? A little piece of seasoning. Yeah, I'll be back when it's time to fry these up. Quick check-in, I failed to mention what the water is for. The water is for just hydrating any of these crispy edges that need a little bit of moisture so it doesn't break on you. See that right there. And you can also use it if you feel you need some help sealing things. So it'll help seal it out. Bye. The oil is ready for our empanadas. And I finished most of them, but I want to go ahead and get them in. Here they are. And I'm just going to slowly put them in there. Try not to, you don't need that, but I'm going to put them in bottom first. Be careful. Two at a time. And keep the plastic under it because it makes it easier to maneuver. Move them whenever you're ready. I use Crisco. You can use any oil you would like. And as you can see, it doesn't take long. It doesn't take too long to brown up and be beautiful. It takes about a minute or two. And the popping is coming from the filling coming out. Yeah, the popping is coming from the filling releasing just a little bit. So if you have one of those covers like the to cover up your pan from the oil splashing, I think it's called a splash guard, but you can purchase one of those if you would like. But if you're an OG like me and I'm used to this, I'm not new to this, I'm true to this, you can just let it be. Definitely. Or you could just get the splash guard just to avoid any of the popping going outside of the pan. Keep it clean. This should be done. Sounds like it's done. Smells like it's done. It's done. So let's take a look. Yep, it's done. If you have something like this, you can put them on this and put a paper towel under it. So let's get these out. Yes, they are done, honey. And these got brown quick, so I did turn it down a little bit. Okay. Gonna let the oil settle a little bit, get up to the same heat. And then I'm gonna put another one in there. Okay, the oil is ready. So I'm gonna put it in. That's why it's so great to have that plastic still attached. You can move them easier. Yeah, that's the better heat for it. All right, these are ready to turn. Be careful, be careful, be careful. The back where it's cooler. Clean up. Be careful. Water and oil do not